Good evening, everyone. I think I am audible. Okay. So, very good evening, everyone. Welcome you all in the inaugural program of the certificate course on consciousness studies and self-awareness, modern science and ancient Indian wisdom, which is organized jointly by Kaivalyadhama Lonavla and Academy of Research for Cultivation of Indian Sciences, ARCIS, Kolkata. According to our tradition, we are going to start the inaugural session of this online certificate course with the national song Bande Mataram to offer our tribute to our motherland. This song was written by Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay in 1870s and it was first sung by Kavi Guru Rabindranath Tagore in 1896. I would like to request Srimati Madhubanti Bandyopadhyay to perform the song of Indian soul by following Tagore's composition.
Vande Mataram Vande Mataram Sujalang Sufalang Malayaja Shitalam Shasya Shyamalang Mataram Vande Mataram Shubhra Jyotsna Pulakita Yaminim Hullakusumita Dhrumadala Shobhinim Suhasinim Sumadhura Bhashinim Suhasinim Sumadhura Bhashinim Sukhadam Varadam Mataram Vande Mataram Mataram Vande Mataram.
Thanks a lot to Srimati Madhubanti Bandyopadhyay. Now, I shall focus on the aims and objects of this certificate course. The science of consciousness has been intriguing the scientists, rationalists, philosophers, psychologists, mystics, healers, and spiritualists since long. The natural sciences have developed several theories to elucidate consciousness. On the other hand, the ancient Indian wisdom has cultivated a consistent knowledge of consciousness which has maintained a distinct place amongst the significant theories. The perfect blend of modern scientific knowledge and insightful projection of ancient Indian wisdom has made contribution to the growth of this science. Therefore, this program on consciousness studies is unique of its kind, not only in India, but also in the world. We hardly will come across any such course which is a perfect blend of ancient Indian wisdom and modern science. Apart from this, a perfect combination of theory and practice has been embraced to each other. We in Indian culture pray so that our acquired wisdom becomes effluent and effective. Application to knowledge to enhance the quality of life is of paramount importance. Therefore, this course is manifested as in holistic illustration, where modern scientific knowledge gets assimilated with the wisdom of ancient Indian seers. Hope that this certificate course will provide a thorough knowledge of the science of consciousness as well as the practical techniques of self-awareness, synthesizing natural sciences and the ancient Indian wisdom. Now we have a look on the course content. I am going to share my screen and it will take a few moments. So please stay with us. I think my screen is visible. Is it?
It is not.
Okay, I'm trying. Okay. Sorry, an error occurred when screen sharing. So anyway, there is a problem in sharing the screen. So the principal areas of teaching in this course are an introduction to philosophy of mind, brain, and consciousness, scientific approaches to consciousness, and it has two subcategories. One is quantum physics and consciousness, and the other is neuronal basis of consciousness. The next is Vedic principles of consciousness. It has also two subcategories. First is select Vedic sutras, and the other is select portions from the Upanishads. Next is consciousness and yoga philosophy, and the last one is meditation and evaluation of consciousness, in which practical based curriculum has been designed. We believe that this course will show a new approach of learning, and we are very thankful for having the renowned resource persons from various famed educational institutions who will conduct this course for 4 months, 128 hours. The respected resource persons are Professor Madhusudan Penna, Dean, Faculty of Indian Philosophy and Culture, KK Sanskrit University, Ramte, Professor Somnath Chakraborty, Professor of Physics, Vishwabharati University, Shantiniketan, Dr. Kakali Ghosh, Associate Professor, Head of the Department of Sanskrit, Jadavpur University, Kolkata, West Bengal, Dr. Ananya Mohapatra, Specialist Consultant and Head, ASIC Hospital, Rohini, New Delhi, Dr. Rajeshwar Mukherjee, Assistant Director, Research, Kaivalyadhama Research Institute, Lonavla, Professor Krishna Roy, Professor Principal, Bethune College, Kolkata, West Bengal, Dr. Prasida Menon, Research Officer, Scientific Research Department, Kaivalyadhama Research Institute, Lonavla, Dr. V.V. Vinay, Assistant Professor, National Institute of Advanced Studies, Indian Institute of Science, Campus, Bangalore, Professor Rabindranath Bodhe, the ex-Assistant Director, Philosophico-Literary Research Department, Kaivalyadhama Research Institute, Lonavla, Professor R.S. Bhogal, Joint Director of Research, Kaivalyadhama Research Institute, Lonavla, Mr. Rajiv Rainer, Founder and Managing Director, CEEC Incorporated, San Diego, USA. Dr. Deepashree Mondal, myself, Assistant Professor, Department of Sanskrit, Tribani Devi Bhalotia College, Raniganj, West Bengal, and Miss Sarvani Upadhyay, Meditation Guide. Hope this course will enlighten us in true sense, and we welcome all the participants who have joined us for this seminar. Though it is the inaugural program, for the students who have registered themselves for this course on consciousness studies and self-awareness, modern science and ancient Indian wisdom, we have opened it for all the seekers of knowledge. We are happy to receive such an immense response from curious minds across the globe. Hope the rendezvous contributes to the cultivation of knowledge. Thank you all for joining this online course, and we will try our level best to fulfill your expectations related to this course. Hope all of you will enjoy this course and will attain a proper knowledge as well as a new approach regarding consciousness studies and self-awareness in the light of modern science and ancient Indian wisdom. Our registration process will remain open till 19th July, so interested persons may contact to us for registration through WhatsApp or email. After a brief discussion regarding this course, I would like to introduce the distinguished resource persons who will enlighten us in this forum today. It gives me immense pleasure to get this golden opportunity to introduce such personalities in this program. Today, in this program, we have with us respected Dr. Kakali Ghosh, Associate Professor and Head of the Department of Sanskrit, Jadavpur University, Kolkata, West Bengal, India. Respected Sri Subodh Tiwari, CEO, Kaivalyadhama Yoga Institute, Lonavla, Pune, India. Respected Dr. Rajeshwar Mukherjee, Assistant Director Research, Kaivalyadhama Research Institute, Lonavla. Respected Professor Sujit Bhattacharya, Chief Scientist, CISR, National Institute of Science, Technology and Development Studies, Government of India, and Professor Ranjit Singh Bhogal, Joint Director of Research, Kaivalyadhama Research Institute. On behalf of the organizers, I extend my heartiest thanks to all the research dignitaries for their glorious presence in this welcome seminar. And welcome you all, and I convey my respect to you all. Now it's time to listen valuable words from such eminent scholars present here. So, first of all, I would like to request respected Dr. Kakali Ghosh, Associate Professor, Head of the Department of Sanskrit, Jadavpur University, Kolkata, to enlighten us by her welcome address. Madam, it is over to you.
ॐ शं नो मित्र शं वरुणः शं नो भवत्वर्यमा शं नो इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शं नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् अवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Namaskar, good evening. Since last 1.5 years, the whole mankind uniformly is beholding every moment the cruelest look of the Lord of Death. But humankind never retreats from its struggle for existence. On the contrary, since the dawn of civilization, the mankind has been discovering the way of conquering the death even. Mrityu, or death, has been defined by the Vedic seers as the eternal reality, the Amrita, the Aditya, the Surya, or the Prana. Beyond this grave and gorgeous face of that eternal is the absolute, which is the real nature of the individual self. Yo asavasau purusha sohamasmi. Let us start another courageous journey to the discourse on consciousness studies and self-awareness, ancient Indian wisdom and modern science, with the prayer to the revealed Brahman, that means the Vayu, Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahma Vadishyami. The Vayu, the Prana, or the Mrityu, to safeguard the lives of both the aspirants and the orators. We all, even unknowingly, always are starving for something bigger and higher. Bhumaiva Sukham, Nalpe Sukham Asti. Biggest is the bliss. There is no happiness in a little. And what is that biggest one? Upanishad has named it as Brahman, Atman, Akshara, or Purusha. And how is that Brahman? That is the truth, the wisdom, and the infinite. Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam. And this has been accepted as the supreme reality, which is subtler than the subtlest, and therefore beyond our reach, and also greater than the greatest, higher than the highest, the absolute. What is the sign of existence of that Brahman? Bodha, or awareness. Every living being of the universe, of course, can observe a certain form of self-awareness, but that is mostly a pre-primary level towards the final stage of self-awareness. And absolute self-awareness means the attainment of the Brahman, not merely becoming conscious or aware about the Supreme, but becoming the Supreme reality. It is the essence of the Upanishadic concept of consciousness. The basic principle of consciousness is the inherent thought of the Indian heritage. Today, science of consciousness is an established branch of knowledge which is constantly being enriched and upgraded by the profundity of the Indian wisdom. In this backdrop, ARCIS is in collaboration with Kaivalyadhama has launched the certificate course on consciousness studies and self-awareness, ancient Indian wisdom and modern science. I extend my heartiest welcome to all the speakers of the course. At the outset, I would like to extend my heartiest welcome to Sri Subodh Tiwari ji, the CEO of Kaivalyadhama, who has taken significant measure to launch this course. Next, I would like to welcome Professor Dr. Sujit Bhattacharya, Chief Scientist of the CSIR, Ristats, Government of India, to this August meet. I welcome Dr. Rajeshwar Mukherjee, Assistant Director of Research, PLRD Kaivalyadhama, as the esteemed keynote speaker of this inaugural ceremony. I welcome all the resource persons and support staffs of this course who are working untiringly to make this course a grand success. Now I cordially welcome all the participants of this course, without whose enthusiasm the course would have been a figment of imagination. I cordially welcome all the participants from different corners of the globe who have undertaken the adventure into the wonderland of knowledge. The moderator has spoken about each one of us. Now it is time to welcome her and extend our thankfulness to her. I cordially welcome Dr. Deepashree Mondal, Assistant Professor of Triveni Devi Bharatiya College, Raniganj, West Bengal, India, who has kindly agreed to coordinate this welcome seminar at our request. Finally, I pronounce the words of welcome from the core of my heart to all the people of the earth who have extended their best wishes to us and have resolved to undertake this journey with us in future. Thank you. Namaskar.
Thank you very much, madam, for your warm speech. And we are very happy to have you as a resource person of this course. Thank you once again. Now, I would like to request today's honorable chief guest of this welcome seminar, Sri Subodh Tiwari, CEO, Kaivalyadhama Yoga Institute, Lonavla, to deliver the inaugural speech. Welcome you, sir. and we are very happy to have you with us in this program. Now it is over to you, sir.
Namaskar to everyone. My pranams from a very rainy Kaivalyadhama, Lonavla here. Just few minutes into this course already seems profound with the introduction of such great resource persons and to see such lovely diaspora of the students. I'm happy that both the organizations have come together to launch this course, rather the second one now. Swami Kaivalyadhama primarily emphasized on the tradition and the science of yoga to come together. And this also indicates the need of understanding the complex philosophical aspects from traditional texts and other sources. And also importantly, give oneself time through experience for its better understanding. Because to absorb and to understand the intricate aspects such as consciousness, awareness, the practice aspect also holds a lot of importance, for which Swami Kaivalyadhama had established Kaivalyadhama in 1924. We continue to hold on our journey towards his vision, where the growth of human being in the spiritual realms is of very high importance to us. And this course helps us to take the step towards that with our students and all the resource persons who will share their profound knowledge. On behalf of Kaivalyadhama, I welcome all of you. I congratulate the organizers and all the esteemed speakers and lovely students who will be participating in this 8 hours of certificate program. So thank you so much for inviting me here, and I wish you all the best. Thank you so much. Dhanyavad. Namaste.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable speech. We are very much honored by the glorious presence of the eminent speaker, Dr. Rajeshwar Mukherjee, Assistant Director Research, Kaivalyadhama Research Institute, Lonavla, as the keynote speaker in this welcome seminar. Welcome you, sir, in this program, and I would like to request you to enlighten us. Now it is over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Deepashree Mondal. Hope I am audible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Following the tradition, we shall begin the discourse with the traditional Veda mantra. Om Yashandasam Rishabho Vishwarupa Chandobhyadham Mritat Sambhabhuva Samendro Medhaya Spranatu Amritasya Devadharano Bhuyasam Shariram Me Vicharshanam Juha Me Madhumattama Karnabhyam Bhuri Visruvam Brahmano Koshosi Medhaya Pihita Shrutang Me Gopaya Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Most respected Sri Subodh Tiwari ji, Professor Dr. Sujit Bhattacharya ji, Dr. Kakali Ghosh, Dr. Deepashree Mondal, the eminent resource persons who are present here, the inquisitive participants, the students, and the people who have extended their interest to unravel the secrets of consciousness today along with us. I am extremely delighted to be here on this platform and have an interaction with you and share some of my ideas with you on this profound subject called consciousness studies or the science of consciousness. Without much delay, let me get into the core of the subject. And since there is a very little time allotted for me or allotted for this discourse, I would like to address this in the perspective of four questions, four fundamental questions of consciousness. Whenever we undertake the study of any subject, the question that is born within us, the question that is raised within us is that why should we undertake the study of such subject? Any subject, if we undertake the study, we generally have this question in our mind that why are we undertaking this course? The next question is that if we are undertaking this course, then is it a scientific one? Is it scientific in essence, or is it mere orthodoxy, or is it a mere blind belief? The third is that we are undertaking the course on consciousness. Therefore, we must know what consciousness is. What is consciousness? This is one of the most fundamental questions which have been intriguing the scientists, the philosophers, the saints, the seekers, the practitioners, and the philosophers at the same time. And if there is really a consciousness, if there is really a science of consciousness, is there any way to attain the state of highest consciousness? How do we know the science? If it is really a science, what is the technology by which this science can be mastered? We come with the first question, why should we undertake this study of consciousness? There is a very profound lecture by Swami Vivekananda at London. Swami Vivekananda went to the West to spread the message of ancient Indian wisdom to the humanity at large. And in that profound lecture called The Real Nature of Man, delivered at London, he says, great is the tenacity with which man clings to the senses. The man who has been faithful to the senses, the man who never dared to question the credentials of the senses, is always or is definitely to be perturbed, to be disturbed, to be annoyed when he comes closer to his death. When he comes near to the death, he asks the question, is death the end, or is there something beyond? Even the person who has been inordinately absorbed in sensory gratifications and never cared to become inward, to that person also death comes. And whenever death comes, he is scared of death. He thinks of conquering the death. Is death the end, or is there something beyond? So death is one of the greatest afflictions in our life. As recorded in the Patanjala Yoga Sutra, or as recorded in the Yoga Shastra, we find that there are fivefold afflictions. Afflictions are infinite. but they can be classified into 5 groups, of which clinging to life and fear of death is one of the greatest afflictions in our life. So sensory gratification, enjoying the gifts of science and technology, enjoying the world at large is not the ultimate. There is something beyond, and we must inquire into it. Why should we inquire into it? The earliest philosophies of India, especially the Sankhya philosophy, says dukkha trayo vihata jigyasa, that we are tormented by threefold miseries. So these threefold miseries are to be tackled. They are to be dispelled from our life totally and permanently. But unfortunately, what happens, we do not get really this good means to dispel this affliction which often torments our life. If we can get rid of the afflictions for a few minutes or few hours or for a few days, again the affliction comes to torment us, comes to disturb our life. So totally and permanently this affliction is to be deleted, this affliction is to be destroyed, this affliction is to be dispelled from our life. And the available means are either insufficient and impermanent. We see in our day-to-day experiences, we have been plagued by several viruses. Coronavirus, it is the novel virus. It is the novel corona. COVID-19 is the novel corona. But before that, we were plagued by plague. We are plagued by flu. We were plagued by the pox virus. So many viruses were there. And if you find one sort of vaccine for the one, then the other virus comes to affect our life. We have to get rid of these afflictions totally and permanently. The person who is absorbed in sensory gratifications, absorbed in enjoying only enjoyment of the senses, also requires the time to think as to whether this death is the end or is there something beyond. How the death can be encountered. How can we conquer the death? Is there any way? The ancient rishis say, Vedahametam Purusham Mahantam Adittavarnam Tamaso Parastat Tameva Viditva Dimrittumeti Nanya Pantha Vidyate Ayanaya Nanya Pantha Vidyate Ayanaya. I have seen, I have witnessed, I have realized the supreme Vedahametam Purusham Mahantam, that ultimate Purusha, the ultimate reality has been realized by me. Adittavarnam Tamaso Parastat, it is as glorious as the sun, and it is beyond all sorts of darkness. Beyond the darkness, there is the assertion of infinite self. Beyond the darkness, there is the illumination of infinite consciousness. Vedaham etam purusham mahantam adittavarnam tamaso parastat. Tameva viditva dimrittumeti. Knowing this, we can transcend death. Nanya pantha vidyate ayanaya. Nanya pantha vidyate ayanaya. There is no other way to transcend death, to get rid of death. Death is one of the afflictions in our life. We have to transcend this. And once we transcend this death, we land in the world of infinite bliss. When Fritz of Capra was writing a book which was on the parallels of ancient Eastern wisdom and modern physics, he was asked, "What are you trying to do?" Are you trying to interpret physics in the language of mysticism, or you are trying to interpret mysticism in the language of physics? He gave a very clear-cut answer by saying that neither physicists requires mysticism nor mystics require physics, but human being requires both. So this consciousness is now, and it is relevant, and it was relevant forever, and it will be relevant forever. What is this consciousness? That is a different question. But knowing this consciousness, what is the nature of that Vedahamekam Purusham Mahantam? Vedahamekam Purusham Mahantam. What is the nature of that supreme reality, whom I have known, and the knowledge of which has helped me to transcend grief? What is the nature of that? It is said that is of the nature of Sat Chit Ananda. That is of the nature of existence absolute, knowledge absolute, bliss absolute, absolute knowledge, absolute consciousness, and absolute bliss. So that is the nature of the Supreme, and this Supreme is to be attained, and this Supreme is to be known. Knowing this Supreme, we can get rid of all the afflictions from our life. Tarati shokam atmavid. The knower of reality transcends grief. The knower of reality transcends grief. So if we want to transcend grief, get rid of afflictions from our life, then we should have the realization of consciousness. Of course, we do not know what consciousness is. A very beautifully explained by the seers of Upanishads is that consciousness is Brahman. Prajnanam Brahma. Prajnanam Brahma. Brahman is consciousness. We do not know what it is. Is that Supreme Brahman, ultimate consciousness, having any relationship with the individual consciousness? With the day-to-day consciousness? Has it got any relationship with our cognitive ability? All these are different questions. They always intrigue us. The philosophers are intrigued, the scientists are interested, and unfortunately, there is no standard science of consciousness developed hitherto, other than the theories developed by the ancient Indian seers. So, consciousness is relevant, and the study of consciousness is definitely pertinent in the modern context. Now, the question is that whether it is scientific or not. Now, the problem in the contemporary world is this: if you say that Buddha has said this, if you say that Krishna has said this, if you say Jesus has said this, people will laugh at you. People will consider you as a fool. They will consider you as a superstitious. They will be considering you as an orthodox person. But when the same thing is expressed, a theory is expressed in the name of the scientists, Schrödinger has said this, Einstein has said this, Newton has said this, it is digested even without salt. This is something which is called scientific superstition. And scientific superstition parallelly exists with the religious or different superstitions available in our life. All these superstitions which are prevalent in the world, they are equally bad for the society, for human being. We must not be superstitious. Therefore, we must know whether it is scientific or not from the standpoint of science, from the standpoint of rationality. Our approach must be rational. Vivekananda says that we have to lay our foundation on reason. We have to follow reason as far as it leads, and where reason fails, reason leads us to the higher plane. It is said that the supreme reality, it is said that the absolute consciousness is beyond the reach of logic. It is beyond the reach of mind, beyond the reach of logic. And if it is beyond the reach of logic, then is it illogical? It's not illogical. It is supported by logic, but it is not entirely grasped by or comprehended by logic. It is beyond logic. It transcends logic. It fulfills the logic and go beyond it. It fulfills logic and go beyond it. Therefore, sometimes the spirituality is called allogical mysticism. It is not illogical. It is allogical mysticism. And we know that these consciousness studies can be tackled, can be approached from different angles, from the angles of modern science, from the angles of philosophy. Even the neuroscientists, they also are interested in this consciousness studies. The science of consciousness is equally relevant to them. Now, if we see that some of the activities which we do in our day-to-day life, we do them consciously or unconsciously. Suppose we eat food. Whenever we eat food consciously, because we test the taste of the food, we relish the food, we understand, and one I is involved there, an ego is involved there. I enjoy the food, and when you enjoy the food goes. The food is swallowed, and after it is being swallowed, it is digested. You digest it, but do you consciously digest it? You don't consciously digest it. You do not know that it is digested. So you have a consciousness, but you do not associate your consciousness with the digestion process, unless and until there is an indigestion. If there is an indigestion, then you will know, you will be conscious of the effect of that. Then the food gets assimilated, and when the food gets assimilated, you are not involved in the process. It is assimilated by you, but it has been unconsciously done by you. So there are two aspects. One is the unconscious aspect, and the other is the conscious aspect. On the unconscious aspect of our life, we are not aware of that. We call it subconscious. In the modern Western language, we call it subconscious, but unconsciously it happens in our life. No ego is involved when you do something without consciousness. But this consciousness is not the absolute consciousness which we are referring to here. We are referring to something that is beyond this. So this is called unconscious state of mind. And beyond that, this is called the conscious state of mind. So one is the instinct, other is the reason. And instinct fulfills the reason. And there is another state beyond this conscious state that is called the superconscious state. So this conscious state is is like a butter sandwiched between two breads. Butter sandwiched between, one is the unconscious, other is the superconscious. And we know only about the conscious state, and we don't have any idea about the unconscious state and the superconscious state. And in both these states, ego is not involved, I is not involved. There is no I there. When you become unconscious, your heart beats. You take your heart beats unconsciously. Your liver functions unconsciously. Your lungs function unconsciously. Unless and until again it is infected by coronavirus. Your lungs, unconsciously it works. So this our cognitive domain is not aware of this. And there is no ego involved, there is no I involved. There is another state higher than this. That is called superconscious state. And this superconscious state is the state attaining which you get free, you become free from all sorts of pangs and miseries of life. All the distresses will go, all the afflictions will go, all the sufferings will vanish. And we have to reach the highest state, the pinnacle of the superconscious state. Yang labdha chaparang labham mannatena madhikam tata yasmin sthito na dukkhena gurunapi vichalyate. It is that highest state attaining which you are not perturbed by, slightly affected by the greatest affliction of life. But we have to remember that in the highest superconscious state, the I is not involved. The involvement of I is not there. The ego is not involved. The ego is only involved in the middle state, which we call the so-called conscious state. That superconscious state is called the absolute conscious state. Now, what is the difference when you try to reach the highest state of consciousness, when you want to become superconscious? How do you know that you are superconscious? In both these states, you don't feel the existence of I. You don't feel the existence of ego. Ego is absent everywhere. So the unconscious state is the instinctive state, and the conscious state is the state of reason, and the superconscious state is the state of inspiration. Instinct matures into reason, and reason matures into, culminates in superconsciousness, which is called inspiration. Reason fulfills inspiration. Therefore, our approach must be rational, must have the support of reason. We must start our journey with reason. And if we don't start our journey with reason, we will be deluded. As I was referring to, that the ego that is absent in both the states, superconscious and unconscious. Unconscious does not mean the unconsciousness of your body. Unconscious means what you do unconsciously, that is the unconscious state. When we come back from the unconscious state, we remain the same person. Suppose you sleep. Whenever you sleep, when you wake up, you remain the same person when you wake up. But when you come back, when you return from the conscious state, you are a transformed being. A man discovers his highest nature when he becomes superconscious. An ordinary man returns from the superconscious state as a saint. And what is the benefit of attaining the superconscious state? That we are free from all the afflictions. How can we be free from all the afflictions? We become free from all the afflictions because we are not affected by this, or we learn the art of encountering the affliction. Then, even being in this body, even being on this earth, we can tackle the odds and obstacles of our life in an efficient way. And when we reach the highest state of consciousness, we are perfectly enjoying this state of freedom. Now the question is, what is consciousness? Consciousness has been defined in ancient Indian wisdom as Swayam Prakasha. Swayam Prakasha means that has the ability to announce itself, that which has the ability to declare itself, which requires no other agent to express oneself. That is called consciousness, Swayam Prakasha. Etadhi eva aksharam brahma, etadehi eva aksharam param, etadeva hi eva aksharam gatva yo jadichati tassatat. The Katha Upanishad records that it is this consciousness is called Swayam Prakasha, this self-revealing consciousness, self-declaring consciousness reveals itself, and it is of the nature of the highest reality, the Brahman, the unchangeable Akshara. Akshara means the unchangeable one. It is the unchangeable Akshara. Etadhi eva aksharam Brahma, etadhi eva aksharam param. It is the absolute. It is the absolute reality, unchangeable absolute existence. Etadhi eva aksharam gatva yo jadichati tassatat. If you know this in its entirety, then you will attain everything whichever you want. You will attain everything, you will get everything. What the most coveted goal of your life will be attained, the most coveted goal of your life will be fulfilled. That is your goal. And when you reach that supreme state of consciousness, then you become the master of the universe. You become the master of yourself. You remain in this world like a master. You enjoy all worldly pleasures as a master and not like a slave. We have been long enjoying in this world like a slave and not like a master. We are the slave of our senses. We are the slaves of our mind. We are the slave of nature. When we know our real nature, when we know our individuality, what is our individuality? Our individuality is infinite. And that is the real nature of man. That is the real man. The real man and apparent man is only a struggle to express its infinite nature. We are the apparent man and we are going to attain the state of real reality, and that is the goal. And what are the ways? The ways are these, that we have to undertake the practice of yoga. We have to apply all these principles in our life. We must know the techniques of working selflessly. We must cultivate wisdom. We must know how to prepare our body for higher pursuits. We must know how to meditate. We must know how to attain this state of consciousness, how to know our real nature, the techniques, the art of doing everything in this life by which we attain freedom is called yoga. Yoga is the highest state. Yoga is the goal. Yoga is the way. If we undertake the practice of yoga, a gradual transformation will be within us. And this yoga, and by yoga we mean concentration. By yoga we mean control. Concentration and control will lead us to the supreme goal by which we become united with our own real nature. We become the knower of our own self. And we transcend all grief and misery. We attain the state of peace. Nitto anittanam chetanashchetananam ego bahunam yo vidadhati kaman tamatmastang ye anupashyanti dhira tesham shanti shashati naitaresham. Nitto anityanam, amongst the changeful, if we know the absolute, chetananam, among the conscious, when we know the super conscious, ego bahunam, the one amongst the many, and one who fulfills our desire. If we know them, to him only rests the eternal peace, and to none else, to none else, to none else. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for such vivid deliberation. And we are really motivated and enriched by your interpretations. We are very happy to have you as a resource person of this course. So thank you once again. Now it is time for the theme lecture. Professor Sujit Bhattacharya, Chief Scientist, CISR, National Institute of Science, Technology and Development Studies, Government of India, is present here with us. He will deliver the theme lecture in this program. And I am very much honored for this opportunity to introduce him. On behalf of the organizers of this program, I would like to welcome you, sir, and you are requested to enlighten us with your valuable words. Now it is over to you, sir.
Thank you so much. Firstly, let me say I am extremely delighted to be here. I hope I am audible.
Sir, you are audible, sir.
Yes, sir.
I am extremely delighted to be here, and I must say that I belong to a particularly a different school of discipline, but on the other hand, I also believe that there is no distinct school of discipline as such. My learning guru, I would say, is Dr. Rajeshwar Mukherjee in this topic. What we did was that we dared, I would say, to bring this philosophy of science in the India International Science Festival. And you know what happened was at that time that there was very different types of people were thinking that how we can translate it into what you call into a sort of a outreach it to a large community of students, to the large community of people who had not been exposed to the subject as such. And for me also working on innovation, looking into the different aspects of innovation and looking into how we can understand this, the new technologies that are coming, the cognitive aspects of it. As you know that we are talking of talking of fourth industrial revolution and all these big words, but behind them were these new types of autonomous vehicles, the type of thinking machines and all are coming. And so we have to dive deep as we see to understand that how these new technologies and how these contemporary our understanding of the challenges that we are facing, how we look into that. Is it possible to look into that only in the context of the set paradigms as Dr. Rajeshwar Mukherjee was saying, that which says more about puzzle solving exercise within a set paradigm. But as you see, what is happening is that the dismissiveness of the different traditions and philosophical underpinning has now only to some extent, I will say that scholars of quantum physics and all had looked into these type of ancient knowledge systems, particularly of India, and tried to see that unreveal that many of these, in fact, they were themselves surprised when they found that many of the things which they had thought of, it will behave like that, it was not behaving. And in fact, I think they tried to look at, and then they found that in a sense the Indian ancient knowledge systems provides a different type of a understanding of these things. But on the other hand, as largely there has been a various types of others, as Dr. Rajeshwar Mukherjee has said, that if you say a Nobel laureate or someone like that says something, then it is much more accepted than a sort of an aspects which we try to So what we have think of doing, I think a courses like this, which brings in a type of studies which are very daring in a sense, certification course, and it does not actually say about, in a sense it tries to look at it in a very critical introspection are very essential to change the discourse, and this type of discourse change is very essential to the human being at large. That is what I feel. As Dr. Rajeshwar Mukherjee was also saying in his talk of rationality, I would say that rationality is much more as a bounded rationality. What we see is that we are bounded by our certain types of actions, certain types of our understanding of the epistemology and our roots. And that bounded rationality which we have makes it very difficult to accept the different types of knowledge systems as such. So, but as you see that these type, when we talk of consciousness, when we talk of mind, when we are talking of meditation, we are moving ahead to actually what you call disrupt this type of boundedness in our rationality. And this type of boundedness in our rationality has to be undertaken to show that the itself it should speak. It should speak that how a sort of a meditation, a sort of is not only a structural aspect to it, but it is much more a deeper philosophical underpinning, a deeper mind underpinning that takes you beyond to look at how human beings interact. I will not take much time to say that when I am looking at this, the new Internet of Things which I am looking at, and I am then diving into it and seeing that billions of devices that are connecting to the internet. Now the next phase is that how the devices, they will talk to each other, and the human will have to interact with these devices in a much more different ways altogether. So you see that a different type of, and what they are trying to do is that they are trying to say that how these types of interactions will happen. You see that as we are moving into this a different realm altogether, I'm bringing another perspective of it. You are finding that you increasingly require these types of ancient knowledge systems to understand more. So I will end by saying that three types of things which I'm sure you will look at during this program. The descriptive question, which is what is consciousness about, what are its principal features, and how our ancient knowledge systems tries to understand these types of descriptive questions, and what needs can best be discovered and modeled within that. The second which I would like to say, and they are interrelated, what is the explanatory questions that we need to ask? How does consciousness of the relevant sort come to exist? And the third aspect of it is the functional aspect. What does consciousness of the relevant sort exist? Does it have a function? And if it is, what it is? So these three types of interrelated questions, which we know that it comes from our ancient knowledge systems. Once we are able to delineate these types of questions within this program, which is a very exhaustive, and I see some of the most renowned speakers who will be there, that I think can take these studies forward. Once again, I thank you all for listening to me. I do not know how much knowledgeable I have been within this group, which is much more deeply rooted within the cognitive sciences and all. But I have tried to bring an innovation perspective into it. And I do believe that new innovation and all new technologies and all cannot happen if we do not dive deep into our own knowledge systems. And herein I will end to thank you all for listening to me. And I really thank the organizers for inviting me and for this excellent program which they have brought me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for such insightful deliberation. Today, we have with us the distinguished guest, Professor Ranjit Singh Bhogal, Joint Director, Research, Kaivalyadhama Research Institute. He is a great meditation master who teaches the method of spiritual awakening. Welcome you, sir, in today's session. I would like to request you to enlighten us. Now it is over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. Namaskar, everyone. I'm so happy to be with you all in true sense of the term. Yes, because when there are people, those who are recipients, then the speaker is always very, very happy. Well, long back, a magazine asked me to write an article on yoga and spirituality. Well, actually, yoga is spirituality. So, in fact, I dealt very well that topic. It was appreciated later. What is spirituality? People would ask me. When yoga is spirituality, tell me what is spirituality? Well, the answer is there in a very good article which published long back in Kalyan Ank of Gita Press, Gorakhpur, in 1935. There are 6 criteria of spirituality. Now, the same thing we get into meditation. If we get all these 5 criteria fulfilled, then our meditation is real meditation. Otherwise, well, at the outset, let me tell you, I'm not speaking about meditation, but I'm speaking about dhyana. But since meditation is a very catchy term, and therefore I'm using it. It's catchy. In fact, Jay and An, Lut Pratyay, An is dhyana. The half, year full, and then 2 are the matras where. So Jay and An, it means devotional longing. It means there is necessarily experiential aspect ingrained into any good meditation technique. And otherwise also you know that Shankaracharya ji has said that Tatasita bodhayanti guruvah sutayos tatha. Padnya eva taret vidmanam ishvara anugritaya. That means you use your prajna for experiential aspect. At the same time, there needs to be some kind of impact. Ishvara anugritaya. There should be some blessings. It means what? It means, in nutshell, whenever we are in temple or any places of worship, we have a sort of feel. Now, that feel you cannot define. It is exactly equal to what we say in yoga, pratyaya. Pratyaya means something which I feel, I experience, which I cannot express. So these 5 criteria are Sat Sarup. That means I should feel complete security within. Second, Chit Padarth. It means I should have complete access to the knowledge around whatever is happening around. In a nutshell, it is mindfulness of everything. And the third is Ananda Padarth, Ananda. Sarva Atma Ananda. It is not happiness. It is objectless and self-existent, known as Prasad in Bhagavad Gita. Prasade sarva dukkhanam hanirasya pajayate. Actually, when this element is there of prasad, then only there is spirituality, then there is meditation. Then you don't have to force yourself to follow yamas and yamas. In fact, yamas and yamas would follow you. They would like you. So that is, and so these are Satchidanand, Satchit Anand. It gives you comprehensive awareness. Comprehensive awareness. Then fourth is Mukta Sarup. Fourth one is Mukta Sarup. That means comprehensive freedom. If you have freedom felt every now and then, you are spiritual. The fifth one is Isha Sarup. That means I am on good path, and I wish that others also should come to good path, virtuous path. So that longing, this one is common in all of you. I can see you are on good path all, which I can see here on your faces. But also you at the same time long for benefiting others. What you have, you want to lead others to good path or inspire others to come to good path or virtuous path. That is Isha Swarup, Ishan. And so last two components of spirituality would speak about comprehensive freedom. The first three would speak about comprehensive awareness. Exactly the same thing we have in meditation. Comprehensive awareness would come only when you are tensionless. So being tensionless is first condition of meditation. The second one is comprehensive awareness. So first one is comprehensive awareness. And when you are tensionless, then only you have comprehensive awareness. The second one is comprehensive freedom. That means you should have freedom. Freedom to choose, freedom not to choose. Yes. That means you are not constrained. No, do this and the thought should not come and all that. These are all nonsense. Let thoughts come, let something, but you have to transcend thoughts. You don't have to stop thoughts. You cannot. Who can? Show me a person who can stop his thoughts. Yes, in the process of meditation, in the process of spiritual practices, thoughts are transcended. Even meditation is possible when thoughts are there, because when thoughts becomes non-thoughts. You go to marketplace, there are so many people, thousands and thousands of people in the mall. But then you are still alone because you are not influenced by them. But no sooner you see some relative or some acquaintance, oh my God, you say, oh, ye idhar kahan se pahunch gaya? But then you have to be social. Oh, bahut acha laga aapko milkar. That kind of thing. So you are disturbed. Otherwise you are not. You are alone. That means you have transcended. Now this concept is their non-thought concept, non-person concept by Jean Paul Sartre. This is very, very important component of you. So in nutshell, we have two conditions for meditation. Tension should be least so that awareness is maximum. And that's all. And you have freedom. Freedom is the outcome of awareness. When you are completely aware, you feel free. If, say, even the patient say, doctor, tell me what is there with me? What is wrong? I promise I will not be very angry with you. Then doctor would say, my dear, you have this ailment. Thank you, doctor. It relieves a lot of pain now. Even though he knows that it is a very fatal disease. But knowing thing would give you some kind of inner kind of peace, some kind of relief. So that is, so two conditions, how to fulfill. Number one, when we simply wait, we don't do anything. We have complete awareness. For example, say you are on the belt, watching, the belt is bringing your luggage at the airport. At the distance you see, this is my luggage. Oh no, yeah, oh, no, it's not mine. But at the same time you look at others' luggages also, oh, this luggage is wonderful. And also you know that where you stand. It means we have to just wait and meditation happens. Because when you simply wait without expectation, remember, without expectation, you are nick on time at the, say, train. Train has to come at 8 o'clock, suppose, and you are there. And you will not lose train because people are there around, you can see, then they are standing and they are waiting. And also you will not be very much happy when you board the train because it is everyday affairs in your case. But you are waiting. At that time, what you do? You are tensionless. You do something like that. Yeah, now this station is now good. Previously it was not that. Yes, good. So thoughts are least there. You are not disturbed by your boss. your spouse, your friends, or something, those who trouble you, or whatever. Because at that time you are simply waiting. So in meditation, we simply wait and we prepare ourselves for meditation. The best preparation is recommended by Swami Sri Shankaracharya. Yogasya prathamam dwaram vanga nirodha parigraha nirasha cha niriha cha nitya ekanta shilata. These 5 criteria must be there when you are into meditation. Number 1, vanga nirodha. Even subvocal voice should also be suspended, it is said, but even if it's not, at least verbalization should be stopped. Vanga nirodha aparigraha. Don't wear any valuable kind of things on your person, or just keep them away so that you are not disturbed, whether somebody would take it away or something. That is, or don't collect any very, very valuable things. Second, do not have any kind of expectation from anyone, at least for some time. Even you should not expect anything from your spouse. Huh? What? Why should not? Yes, because expectations are rarely fulfilled, because the person has his own life also. And secondly, our expectations are increasing like anything. And therefore, at that time at least, in fact, this is the way of life, what Shankaracharya has said. But at least at that time when you are into meditation, you can have this. And nirihacha, that means you should not depend on any time, on anyone at that time, at least at that time. I am alone. Whatever I have, this is me. I don't have much riches, no problem. But it is my own. I am not dependent on anyone. Because when you get dependent even mentally, you become slave mentally. And then meditation would not tolerate that. Meditation needs you to be completely free, freedom. And the last one is nitya ekantam shilata. Nitya ekant. That means whenever it is possible, you can have silence observed. What a wonderful thing. So these 5 things, criteria are necessary for us before any meditation, even to some extent. I know that it is not possible for all to have it 100%, at least to some extent. And second thing is wonderful, that is, you have to be child, at least half an hour a day or 1 hour a day. Child would look at the things as they are. He would look at the very ragged person who is a beggar like this. I have observed children don't have any kind of reservation. Mummy, mummy. And then well-dressed person. Same way, same way. Same way we can see around for half an hour or 1 hour, just as it is, things as it is. Not to criticize, not to have any kind of analysis done, nothing. So this will have good preparation for you. And the best preparation is Kriya Yoga. Just prior to meditation, if you can have. Kriya Yoga. Ekaksharam param brahma, pranayama param tapa, gayatriyastu param nasti, pavnam paramam spritam. This is in Manusmriti we find. Well, otherwise it is controversial, but there are so many wonderful gems embedded in Manusmriti. This is one of them. Kriya Yoga. 3 things are required. You need to have Anulom Pranayama, Pranayama Param Tapa. After that, you need to have Ekaksharam Parabrahma Om, Omkar. And then Gayatriyastu Param Nasti, Pavanam Pavanam Spritam, Paramam Pavanam Spritam. So that is these 10 rounds of Anulom Vilom Pranayama, 10 rounds of Omkar, 10 rounds of Gayatri Mantra. If you have, you prepare yourself fairly well for meditation, because you get that Ishwara Anugrahan, and then also you have some sort of a feel, pratyay developed. There are other things are also given in Srimad Bhagavat, like Sagarbha Pranayama. That would prepare you, Sagarbha Pranayama. Well, time is not enough, but I will simply speak about classical way of Omkar recitation. Srimad Bhagavat says about it. Ritya Vichinnam Onkaram Ghanta Nadam Visronavat. Ritya Vichinnam. Onkar should be such where you should feel vibrations in your hearts. And Ghanta Nadam, it should be tapering off. Not that people recite in loud voice or something. Tapering, just like Ghanta, just like bell, church bell. Tan. And the third condition is Visornavat. The inside part of the stem of lotus flower is very tender. The same tenderness should be felt within your throat during the whole recitation of Omkar, particularly at the end of Omkar. Because there, your Vishuddhi Chakra is stimulated. Now, Vishuddhi Chakra is center for ether. When from ether, all the other basic elements have emanated, you know. And therefore, there is one institution in Pune, near Pune, that treats almost all elements through Omkar recitation. And Chinese are reciting wonderful way Omkar, and I have yet to see many Indians. Some are reciting correctly. In nutshell, what is the way then? Breathing in, roughly 5 to 7 seconds you take. After a lot of practice, of course you come, but in the beginning you can have simple way also. So 7 seconds breathing in, and then you have 3 seconds for O, and then Makar 15 seconds. This is traditional method followed in Kaivalyadhama and recommended by Swami Digambarji, our chairman, and Swamiji of Kaivalyadhama, who has been to heavenly abode in 1990. So that is, in nutshell, this is like this. 3 seconds. At the end, it is very tender. Same way, Gayatri Mantra. Don't get waylaid by the CD available in the market because it is commercial. Om Bhurvasva Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimai Dhiyo Yo Na Prachod. Not entirely wrong though, but it is not correct entirely. It is Anuradha Podwal sung very nicely, but what she would do, what is directed by the music director, she would do like that. But what is the correct way then? Om Bhurvah Swaha. Udatta, Anudatta and Swarit, you have to take into account. Then there will be purity. I have seen, we have compared one way, that way and this way, and there were a lot of difference. So why can't we keep purity in our mantras? South India, we have to salute them. They keep purity. In Guru Vayur temple, wonderful. They will not tolerate any. Sometimes it is too much dogmatism, but it's okay. Because otherwise, how can we protect our Sanskriti, our culture? It's necessary. And also in Bengal. As you move towards, say, north side, everything is free for all, except Ujjain and some part of Kashmir. Anyway, but we have to do this. Om Bhurvah Swaha Udatta Tatsaviturvarenyam. V, down the V there is a line, so it should be linger a little bit. Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. I have taken this directly from Gayatri Aranyak. All this Udatta, Swarit and all that. And the effect is something wonderful this way. So after that, now you would say that, well, this is experiential session and you are going on and on. Well, let us come to experiential session. Meditation happens. You cannot do. What we are going to do? We are now at this moment, adopting the technique of meditation. The meditation happens on your own. As we make the technique more and more palatable, presentable, acceptable by way of instructions, the chances are very high that meditation happens. Chances. But the whole credit goes to the person. Now, meditation happens. Same way, eye closure should also happen. I am going to speak about eye closure technique, which was there in India long back, but then we forgot. And the Buddhists have taken it to Far East countries. Now we are re-importing them. That's really something not so good, but it's okay that it's still alive. And so my program is eye closure technique, and then I will speak about in a stepwise ways. After eye closure, you will notice that your two types of prana, Dhananjaya and Kurm, would be tackled properly. Your eyes would be calm and quiet. Otherwise, it is continue to flicker, you know it. After that, I will speak about a very simple pratyahara technique. Pratyahara. Svavishaya asamprayoge. Svavishaya asamprayoge. Chitta sarupanukar vendriyanam pratyahara. This is the definition in Patanjali Sutra about pratyahara. Pratyahara is not that you are forcibly removing all the object of attraction or sensual pleasure. No. It is something you are feeling them in such a way that your attraction towards them is gone. Now, this message was given by Osho, Rajneesh, but sorry, many people could not understand. This is my opinion about it, because I spoke to them also, even the great gurus. Happens. The person who speaks, his followers are not up to that mark, excepting few, of course. The person I have met may not be that much up to the mark, maybe. I agree with that. He spoke about the same thing. In a correct way, if you can enjoy sensual pleasures, then you wean away yourself from that. Now, the techniques are available. One technique very beautifully often I give, but today I'm not going to give for a change. Last time I have given that. Indriya pratyahara. You have to feel different indriya, senses. Today I am going to have chitta pratyahara. What is it? Chitta has got three constituents: mind, intellect, and ego. We have to watch what mind is doing, that, and then what ego is doing, and then what intellect is doing, and thereby we become our own self. So we will have this pratyahara. And then afterwards, we'll have one more pratyahara, which can be done in lying down posture also. If you are quite at ease in assuming lying down posture, you can do that. Otherwise, in even seated posture, it is also possible. And that is from Vasishtha Samhita, which says that Ashtadashasu yad vayur marma sthaneshu dharanam sthanata samakrisha sa pratyahara cha uttama. The best pratyahara, because you have to wean your senses away from their object. Otherwise, how can you have meditation? So these techniques are there in our scriptures, but we don't have time to look at them. Everything is there. Afterwards, I will come to Vijnana Bhairav Tantra Dharana. It's very simple. So after Pratyahara, we have Dharana. And after Dharana, we transcend into meditation. In fact, we can do until Dharana only whatever, the instruction and all that. When we move into meditation, it is your own credit goes to you. Because meditation cannot be for your patience. It happens. Now, eye closure technique. If you can practice with me, that also would do. Just look in front. Just most natural way. As if you are alone in your own house and you are looking in front. Most natural way. And the blinking is allowed to happen most normal way. Sometimes eyes blink after 2 seconds, sometimes 3, sometimes 7. Okay. So blinking is normal. And you are aware that blinking is normal. Just feel whatever is happening within your body in general, not special. In general. In the body, something is happening. Blinking is going on. Sometimes after 2 seconds, maybe every second, maybe after 7 seconds, normal blinking as usual. As at this time you are blinking, normal. And at the same time, feeling whatever is happening within in a general way. What is happening within you? If somebody asks, is there cold today? So you ask your body, not much. What you did? You did something inner kind of calculation, experiential. So same way, just feel whatever is happening in a general way. You cannot describe it into words. It's not possible. You can only feel. So two things at the same time, blinking and feeling whatever is happening within the whole body in a general way. Blinking going on, feeling your body in a general way. Both should go at the same time or one after the other. So blinking going on, feeling your body, both the legs, both the arms, head, chest, abdomen and back, whole body in general. And if you continue with this, even for a few seconds, you will notice that your eyes would like to get themselves closed, most natural way. Blinking going on and you are feeling your body. Blinking going on. A time comes when your eyes get closed automatically. Yes, please remember, you should not close your eyes with your efforts. Just it will happen. Eye closure would happen. So blinking going on and you feel your whole body. You feel your whole body. Nothing to do. You don't have to close your eyes. They would get closed themselves automatically. When one's eyes are closed, you will notice that there are no disturbances on your eyelids. Normally, when we close our eyes, all of a sudden, a lot of disturbances are there, some flickering sensation, all that. But here, eyes are calm and quiet. Now, time may not be much to your credit, but at home you can try this. Blinking going on and feeling your body. And a time comes when automatically eyes become closed. And now eyes are closed. What is happening within your eyes? Some sort of calmness, some sort of relaxation. Yes, it is there. Do not imagine, please. Imagination is not allowed in yoga. Please remember. No. Whatever little relaxation is already there within your eyes, once your eyes are closed, feel. Continue to feel that relaxation. Soon you will notice that relaxation of your eyes, which is already there, huh? No extra, no imagination. Some relaxation is there for sure because you have allowed your eyes to get closed. Therefore, there is some relaxation. And now just continue with that relaxation of your eyes. Within very few seconds, you will notice that the relaxation gets spread on your whole face. Happens. Remember, meditation is happening. You have to only continue to feel relaxation on your eyelids, within the eyes, for a few seconds. And slowly you feel the relaxation gets spread on your whole face. And once you have relaxation on the whole face, continue with that for a few seconds. Just for a few seconds. You will feel relaxation getting spread throughout the whole body. Yes, slowly, slowly, slowly. Now this whole body awareness, whole body relaxation is there. You feel relaxation throughout the frame of the body. This is most important. And continue to feel this relaxation throughout the whole body. Yes, true. And there is awareness too. In nutshell, if someone asks you, what is happening there within your body? You would say, yes, something is there, but I cannot speak into words. Yes, we don't need any words. We need this abstract awareness. Now, your eyes are calm and quiet. Number of thoughts are certainly reduced. You can see for yourself, automatically. Even when some thoughts are there, do not disturb them because there are only harmless thoughts happening. Troublesome thoughts will never happen. So eyes are calm and quiet. And now, in the whole body, you have some sort of abstract awareness. Now let us have pratyahara so that we come to pratyaya slowly. Pratyaya means tatra pratyaya ekatanata dhyanam. Without pratyaya being stretched one pointed way, in a most natural way, meditation is not possible. And before that we have dharana. And even prior to that we have pratyahara. So just watch your mind where it is going at this time. You don't have to control your mind. Please remember, no, you don't have to control. You have to allow your minds to move, but you have to be detective to watch what your mind is doing. Oh, my mind is not going there somewhere in the kitchen. My mind is thinking that someone was to come and I have to see him or her. Oh, my mind is disturbed. I've been thinking, wow, when this program ends and then we have some kind of rest. See, allow whatever is happening. You don't have to stop. Let your mind go wherever it goes. You are simply watcher. After a while, you will notice that your mind becomes still, calm. It will not move anymore. And then we have intellect. Sankalpakatva manaso lakshanam. Mind, in fact, conceives ideas. So when mind is calm and calm down, then conception of ideas are not there. But still, whether it is good or bad, this work is being done by intellect, buddhi. Nishayatmika buddhi. Buddhi always have some sort of analysis, sort of problem solving, decision making. So what your intellect is taking decision at this time, just watch. Just see. Your intellect is telling at this moment, oh, I think it is good, but time is not there. We needed more time for this workshop and this and that. Because you're taking decision. This is intellect. So your intellect is doing this. You have to watch what your intellect is doing. Oh, this, but no censorship. Nothing is wrong, nothing is good. Just whatever is happening, whatever intellect is telling, you have to watch. And then your ego. Your ego projections, what are they? Oh, I can do a better job or something, and I don't know what he is telling, but I have some other ideas or something. Okay, watch. Don't censor what your ego is telling at this time. Go on watching. And then now all the three together, mind, intellect, and ego, just watch in an abstract way. Yes, I'm watching. So this is Antakarana Chatushtaya. Mind, intellect, ego, and all these together. This is Antakarana Chatushtaya. And now you will notice that your mind is calm and quiet. There is one more pratyahara we can have in the lying posture also. That what I say, that there are 18 marma in your body, marma sthanas, the places which are very sensitive. We are going to touch them one after the other. So that, because these different marma places, have got different emotions embedded, sanskars embedded. When we feel them, our sanskar and different thoughts and such kind of projections would come down. For that we have that. So if you have facility to lie down, you may. Otherwise in lying down posture also it is possible. So let us come to first your nose, tip of the nose. Tip of the nose. Feel whatever is happening there. Whatever is happening. What are the sensations? What are the feeling? Now inside your palate, at the back side, what do you feel? Hard palate within your mouth, at the back side. What do you feel there? What do you feel within your eyes? Whatever is happening that we need, we don't have to imagine. Within your eyes. What is happening within your whole forehead? Forehead. What is happening? What is happening in the inside part, the center of your head? Center of your head. Center of your head means when one pencil is pierced from here, the other from here, the intersection deep inside the center. Center of this three-dimensional head, not the center here or somewhere. Just feel what is happening. And then feel your top of the head. Just now, this has to be done very slowly, 5 times, but since we don't have time, therefore, we will do it hurriedly. But at home, you can have this for 5 times, feeling when you breathe in, whatever is happening there at the top of the head, feel. When you breathe out, what is happening at the top of the head? When you breathe in, what is happening? When you breathe out, what is happening? Now, straight away come to your throat, hollow of your throat. Vishuddhi chakra is there. Just feel whatever is happening there. This marmasthana is very, very important. And then, whenever you breathe in, what is happening within the throat? Hollow of the throat. And when you breathe out, what happens? Then heart. What is happening within your heart as you breathe in and as you breathe out? What is happening within the, say, the navel region, umbilicus, as you breathe in and as you breathe out? What is happening in your genital as when you breathe in and when you breathe out? And then anal sphincter. What is happening in your anal opening when you breathe in? Because these are very, very important marmas. And when you breathe out. And after that, come to both the thighs. What is happening there as you breathe in and as you breathe out? In fact, we need to have it 4 to 5 times, but then I am hurrying because of time. Now, knee joint. Just feel what is happening when you breathe in and when you breathe out. And then lower portion of your knees, that is the upper portion of your calf muscles. Upper portion of your calf muscle, very, very sensitive. Just feel as you breathe in what is happening and when you breathe out what is happening. Then calf muscles, what is happening as you breathe in and as you breathe out. And then ankle joints, as you breathe in, what is happening? As you breathe out, what is happening? And then the sole part of your feet, both the feet, the surface of your feet, that is the sole part, S-O-L-E. What is happening there when you breathe in and when you breathe out? And then lastly, big toe. What is happening there as you breathe in and as you breathe out? And now just reverse the order. That is, from the big toe, come to again the sole, and then ankle joint. Hurriedly, you may not use your breath at this time, but just feel. Ankle joint, calf muscles, upper part of the calf muscles, knee joint, thigh region, genital and anal opening, and umbilicus, heart region, hollow of the throat, and straightway go to uppermost part of your head, and then your eyes, forehead, middle part of your head, your eyes, palate, hard palate towards the backside, the roof of your mouth towards the backside, and then tip of the nose. Now hurriedly feel all these 18 points, marmas, 18 points, in an abstract way. Abstract means just you feel as if you are feeling all the 18 points. So this is pratyahara, the best pratyahara considered by us. Shiv Sahita, Vasishta Sahita, Vasisht Guru has given this method, the best ever pratyahara. And now just watch your mind. It is calm, more or less calm. It has forgotten to follow senses, and senses are calm. And now senses are now doing anukaran of mind. Chitta Surupanukar Vendriyanam Pratyahara. That means mind is calm, senses are calm. And now at this time, just have a little bit of dharana technique, a bit of dharana. Now just feel that there is 16 finger distance from your nose. It is that roughly you can feel. You don't have to measure. Just roughly from the tip of the nose, 16 feet away, you are breathing in, and then breath is coming straightway into the tip of your nose and going within normal way. Right? I repeat, at the distance of 16th finger from the tip of the nose, 16th finger, the air is coming in, touching the tip of the nose and going within natural way. And while you breathe out, from the tip of the nose, it goes to the 16th finger, and from there to the whole universe, wherever it goes. We are not concerned with that. So breathe in from the 16th finger and tip of the nose, and it goes within the breath, most natural way. And then reduce the distance to 12 fingers. From the 12th finger, the breath is coming, entering your nose, and natural way it goes inside, natural way. And while you breathe out, again from the tip of the nose, it goes to the 12th finger. 12th finger distance from the tip of the nose. Continue. And now just come to 8th finger only from the tip of the nose. 8. 7 plus 1, 8. So breathing in, and the breath comes to the tip of the nose and goes inside, natural way. When you breathe out from the tip of the nose, it goes to the 8th finger and to the universe afterwards, wherever. And then reduce the distance to 4 fingers. It is approximation. Don't please measure. Approximation. So just 4th finger, and you are feeling the breath is coming from the 4th finger, going inside your system from the tip of the nose in general way, natural way. And now the distance should be just 2 fingers. Just 2 fingers. And now from the 2nd finger, the breath is coming, going inside, and natural way, while you breathe out, from the tip of the nose, it goes to the 2nd finger, and it goes into the universe. This method is from Vijnana Bhairav Tantra, which is foremost grantha of dharanas. Vijnana Bhairav Tantra. Osho has written a wonderful commentary on it. And if you can feel, you can please read that. So from there, it goes inside. Now just 1 finger distance. And it goes inside your breath. Now there is no finger, just the air comes from the tip of the nose, goes inside, and while you breathe out, from the tip of the nose, it goes to the universe. Now just go to the ridge where your nose ends. There, the breath comes there from the universe and goes inside. In fact, and then we go to the Agnya Chakra, middle of the head. In fact, the air will not go into the, by science, into the Agnya Chakra, but feeling, we feel so. So we breathe in, from the breath comes from the universe to the Agnya Chakra and goes inside nature way. And then it goes to the Sahasrara Chakra, That is the topmost part of your head. From the universe it comes and goes inside, natural way. When you breathe out, from the tip of the head, it goes to the universe. Now straight away come to the hollow of your throat. The air comes from the hollow of the throat. From the universe, it comes to the hollow of the throat when you breathe in. And when you breathe out from the hollow of the throat, it goes to the universe. And then come to your lungs. The breath straightway comes to lungs from the universe and goes inside. And when you breathe out from the lungs, it goes to the universe. And when afterwards, heart, the air comes to heart from the whole universe. And when you breathe out from the heart to the universe, breathing in from the heart, it goes inside. And when you breathe out from heart, now at this time you have noticed that your breath has become very, very slow, right? But then you are not at discomfort. The breath is shallow, but you are completely at comfort. Slowly and slowly, your breath will become normal, but then still you are calm and quiet. Now at this time, what is happening within the whole body? Some sort of thing is happening. This is again dharana. Some abstract awareness is there. Amurta bhav, we call it pratyaya also. In the whole body we have some sort of thing happening, but we cannot speak about it. It is abstract awareness throughout the body. Please remember, it is throughout the body, both the legs, both the arms, head, chest, abdomen and back. Whole body, whole body, whole body. Something. Can you continue with that? Some abstract awareness. See what happens. Even for a few seconds, if you continue with this abstract awareness within the body, you will notice that some unique thing may happen. Whole body, even for a few seconds, something. Actually, it is abstract awareness, but for understanding sake, we are telling something, because we cannot describe into words. It is so abstract in nature, but we can feel it, even though we cannot describe it. But we can feel. That's enough for us. We don't need to describe, only feel. You know, bhav. Bhav means we feel. We don't need to express. Beyond certain limits, you cannot express when you meet someone you like very much. You cannot express. You say, I am very happy. But these are the words. Beyond that, you cannot. But you feel so much great thing because it's limitation of words. We don't need any words. Just feel. Something, some sort of thing is there within the whole body. Remember, both the legs, both the arms, head, chest, abdomen and back. Whole body. Whole body. Just continue. Just continue. If mind wanders, no problem. That is not a problem at all. Why worry? Come back to something happening throughout the body. Something. Some kind of abstract feel throughout the body. Continue. Continue. See what is the effect of it. Of course, if something is lost, then what to do? Both the legs and both the arms to feel. Remember, it's very, very important. Both the legs, both the arms, all the four to feel at the same time. Abstract awareness of the body would come back. So simple. So you are with abstract awareness of the body. Something happening throughout the body. General way. Both the legs, something happening. Head, chest, abdomen and back. Whole body. Some sort. Do not define please. Let it be an experiential only. Something happening. Something is happening. What? Thoughts are coming? No problem. Both the legs, just feel. Both the arms just feel. All the four just feel. Both the legs from within. Both the arms from within. All the four from within. And you will have whole body abstract awareness again. That means this abstractness would come back. So this way you can continue. So continue with this abstract awareness. Continue. Continue. And when you continue with this abstract kind of thing which you cannot define but you can feel, which is happening throughout the body, see what is the effect of it. You feel some sort of soothing effect after a while. If you continue with this, even for a few seconds, some sort of soothing effect you feel. This is pratyaya. Now just continue to look at this pratyaya, look at this soothing effect. I said look at it means don't have to catch hold of it. No. Do not be too much of possessive of it. No. Just go on watching this soothing effect. When you continue with this abstract awareness, whole body awareness, continue for a few seconds and there is soothing effect. It is bound to come. And once you have soothing effect, just go on watching it within the mind and you feel more and more of it, soothing effect. And a time comes when it becomes deepmost. Automatically, you don't have to do anything. Just continue with this soothing effect. And there is deep silence. If someone is telling that I could not understand, for them also, at this moment, just the silence you have to feel. That also would do. Just the silence. Yes, go into silence. If mind wanders here and there, no problem. Bring your mind back, slowly, little firmly, to this calmness, deep silence. So now deep silence for a minute or two before we close. Just deep silence. Just deep silence. Within 2 minutes we are going to close. Don't worry about it. Just the silence. If mind wanders, no problem. Bring it back to the silence, deep within. Just the silence. Simply silence. Just 2 minutes of silence. Mind wanders, don't worry. Come back to silence straight away. Just the silence. Simple silence. Just 1 more minute, silence. Mind wanders, no problem. Bring it back to silence. Just the silence. Simply silence. Just a few seconds. Somewhere, keep silence. Shanti. Shanti, Shanti. Eyes are remaining closed for a few seconds. Eyes are closed. Any moment, please allow your eyes to get open. Take your own time. So here we end the session. Namaskar for your forbearance, for your patience, and for your cooperation. Very happy to share this in a hurried way though. Let us see when we meet next. Dhanyavad.
Thank you very much, sir, for your vivid and delightful interpretations regarding meditation. Hope all of us have enjoyed this session as well as practical techniques. And today's session will help us to find the right way to the freedom. Thank you, sir, once again. Now we are at the end of today's ceremony. So it is time to convey the vote of thanks. First of all, on behalf of the organizers, I would like to thank from the core of my heart two respected guests, Dr. Kakali Ghosh, Mr. Subodh Tiwari, Dr. Rajeshwar Mukherjee, Professor Sujit Bhattacharya, and Professor Ranjit Singh Bhogal, the eminent speakers of this welcome seminar, for their wonderful and vivid deliberations. I would like to pay my sincere thanks to the faculty members of this course. On behalf of the organizers, I also like to thank to all the participants as they are the most important part of this course. And so I earnestly thank them for their participation, core interest, and kind cooperation. I would like to pay my sincere gratitude on behalf of the organizers to all the persons who have played the vital roles behind the virtual curtains to make this online program a successful one. I salute the whole organizing team for their great effort. I pay my sincere thanks to the august audience of this virtual session, and I am really thankful to the organizers for considering me eligible to conduct today's program. And thanks a lot. Hope this course will enlighten us in our academic journey in future. Last but not least, I pay my cordial thanks to Srimati Madhubanti Bandyopadhyay for her musical contribution. If I have failed to convey my thanks to anyone else, please pardon me for this unwilling mistake. Let me draw the end of today's program here with the ardent prayer. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Mritangamaya